which cheered God and man, and God to be promoted over the trees. Then said all the trees unto the brambles, Come thou and reign over us. And the brambles said unto the trees, If in truth ye anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust in my shoulder. And if not, let fire come out of the thunder and devour the cedar of Lebanon. Now therefore, if ye have done truly and sincerely, in that ye have made Abimelech king, and if ye have dealt well with Jerubbaal and his house, and have done unto him according to the deserving of his hand.
So we see here that from verses 7 to 16, we see the parable or the allegory of Jotham. When we see that the Bible says the trees, they wanted somebody to anoint one of them to be king. And it says that they went to the olive tree, and then the fig tree, and the vine tree. And all these trees, it's like they were satisfied with, they were content with already their position or their role. That's why they were saying that, can I go to leave my position, leave my place to become a king? That shows, as children of God, you are supposed to be content. You are not supposed to be fighting for position. We see that this parable, when it continues, says that now they went to the bramble or the thorn tree. And the thorn, most of the thorn trees, almost all of them, they don't have a good shape. But then it says, when they went to the bramble in verse 15, the bramble said unto the trees, If in truth ye anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust in my shadow. But you know that the thorn trees, they do not have shadow. That was representing Abimelech. And these other trees, the olive, the fig, they were representing the 70 sons of Gideon. It shows that really a productive person will be occupied with good activities that glorify God. Believers who vie for political posts may be easily influenced by the word. So if we vie for posts, we vie for politics, you may even find that at the end of the day, we are strayed away by the politics of this world. I remember there's somebody, one man of God, he was doing very well. In fact, he came to our country sometime to preach in a stadium. It was, wherever he goes, it will be so fully packed. And he will really preach sound, genuine gospel. And after some time, because his name was fame in his country, now he said, no, I want to now campaign for the president. He wanted to campaign, but at the end of the day, his end was not good. So that means as believers, we should really be careful to go into campaigning, maybe for politics. You are not saying politics is wrong, but you are saying you should have really prayed very well and see this is the direction that God is looking for. Because at times, you may even you may not be content with where God has placed you, but that is the place where God is going to keep you and God is going to preserve you and you are going to be productive. I pray that we ourselves will not be like this Abimelech. At the end of the day, we see that what happened, it was really a prophetic, because at the end of the day, this parable or allegory was prophetic upon Abimelech's reign and also the destruction of the men of Shechem who had already planned a massacre of the children of Gideon. And we see at the end, when you look at chapter 9, verse 19 and 20. Somebody read from verses 19 and 20. Judges chapter 9. Somebody read from verses 19 and 20. We see that this was a prophetic curse upon Abimelech's reign and the destruction of the men of Shechem and Milo. And we see that leadership should not be for self-praise, for prestige, nor for power. Somebody read verses 19 and 20. So we see that he said he was cursing Abimelech, saying that let Abimelech be eternal lineage. Those who promoted, or those who, I would say that, who made conspiracy to take over the kingship. He said, let Abimelech be against them, and let them also be against Abimelech. And at the end, that is what really happened. We see now the third point is talking about divine retribution on Abimelech and the Shechemites. Divine retribution. When you look at what happened, the Bible says God sent an evil spirit to cause disagreement between Abimelech and the men of Shechem. That is what always normally happens when there is that unholy unity, where it does that conspiracy, agreeing to do something that is evil against somebody. Know that God himself will come down to bring judgment. And we see that that unholy unity, it lasted for only about 3 years. And then the Bible says the evil spirit worked through a girl who came to trigger trouble between them. That is how God really worked, and there was that divine compensation or recompense or retribution against Abimelech. Gal, we see that he mobilized the men of Shechem together to gather the vineyards and the grapes, and at the end of the day they made merry and they cursed Abimelech. Let's look at what happened. Let's go back to Judges chapter 9. Somebody read from verses 20 to 25. Judges chapter 9. Somebody read from verse 21 to 25. 21 to 25.
Fire come out from the men of Shechem and from the house of Milo and devour Abimelech. And Jonathan ran away and fled and went to Beer and dwelt there, and for fear of Abimelech his brother. When Abimelech had reigned 3 years over Israel, then God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Shechem, and the men of Shechem dealt treacherously with Abimelech, that the cruelty done to the 70 sons of Jerubbaal might come, and their blood be laid upon Abimelech their brother, which slew them, and upon the men of Shechem, which aided him in the killing of brethren. And the men of Shechem set liers in wait for him in the top of the mountains, and they robbed all that come along the way by them, and it was told Abimelech.
Somebody help us to read from verse 26 up to 29. 26 to 29. 26 to 29.
And Gal the son of Ebed came and with his brethren and went over to Shechem, and the men of Shechem put their confidence in him. And they went out into the field and gathered their vineyard and brought their grapes and made merry, and went into the house of their God and did eat and drink and cursed Abimelech. And Gal the son of Ebed said, who is Abimelech and who is Shechem, that we should serve him? Is not he the son of Jerubbaal and Zubal? His office serve the men of Hammon, the father of Shechem? For why should we serve him? And will to God these people who are under my hand? Then will I remove Abimelech? And he said to Abimelech, increase thy army and come out.
So we see here that there was this conspiracy that happened, but now at the end of the day, the Lord himself, he sent an evil spirit against the conspirators, so that they themselves, they will be against each other. We see now Zebul, a servant of Abimelech, who was also in the camp of Gal. We see that what happened when you look at all the text, he made a delay tactic, so that at the end of the day, Gal will delay until Abimelech comes to attack him. After that attack, you see that the Bible says Abimelech, he went, he was really mad. He was really, I will say that he was really passionate about, making himself a name. At the end, we are told that he went to kill the people. And as he was going down and bent to destroy the Shechemites. The Bible says he shot even the city with fire. That we see in verse 45. And this was also to make memorial and to make him a name, so that they will know that yes, this is Abimelech. This is Abimelech who has done this. And at the end of the day, we see that when the Shechemites ran to the house of the god, the Bible says they went to run to the house of the god Berith. That is the name of their god. It's a symbol of outright idolatry. They were so idolatrous. They went to this god, to the house of the god Berith, to go and hide against Abimelech. And Abimelech burnt all of them to death. And at the end of the day, we see that after burning them, the Bible says they went ahead. Somebody read verse 51. They went ahead to Thebes. He went to Thebes, where the people fled inside a strong tower. He also wanted to burn that tower, the same way he did during the time of when the people fled to the god Berith. He went to Thebes and he wanted to burn them with fire. And the Bible says that is when his doom now ended. Let's look at somebody read verse 51. Judges chapter 9, verse 51.
Verse 51. But there was a strong tower within the city, and thither fled all the men and women, and all of the city, and shut it to them, and cut them up to the top of the tower.
Yes, you can just go up to verse 54.
Verse 52. And Abimelech came unto the tower, and fought against it, and went hard unto the door of the tower to burn it with fire. And a certain woman cast a piece of a millstone upon Abimelech's head, and all to break his skull. Then he called hastily unto